at the speed of light. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my thoughts and impressions regarding the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh VRAINS, episode 79, Speed of Light, Lightning. And I gotta say, this episode was a pretty good episode, and I really was not expecting the archetype that we got out of Lightning, because it really doesn't give the vibe of a villain's deck, and of course Lightning being the bad guy here, you wouldn't expect him to use this kind of deck, but that's a discussion we'll have in just a little bit when we get a little bit deeper into the episode. So, at risk of further rambling, let's move on to the actual episode. So the episode begins with a recap of last week's episode, the duel between Blood Shepherd and Revolver, and the events of that. And we learn when the actual episode begins that Lightning, who is in his palace at this point, is trying to track the duel between Revolver and Blood Shepherd, but Revolver has erased all records of it, much to Lightning's frustration. However, you can't really expect that Revolver wouldn't do that, considering he is the ultimate leader of the Knights of Hanoi. So Lightning kind of expected that to happen, deciding he's not going to get any info on this duel and that these two duelists are a threat to him. He decides to pay a visit to Wendy, and Wendy is soaking in this pool, or what's left of Wendy rather, soaking in this pool, and we learn at this point that Wendy has been horribly mutilated by Hanoi's virus, and we also learn that he's never going to be able to be fixed back to his regular form. So how he looks now, this mutilated form of Wendy, this is how he's going to be stuck looking forever, and this infuriates Wendy. He's like, I cannot forgive the humans for doing this, and that's when Lightning fills Wendy in on everything that he's missed, i.e., Earth being captured by Solid Technology and being destroyed, which is actually pleasing to Wendy because Wendy says, well, Earth was never going to join us anyway, so it saved us the trouble of tracking him down and destroying him. And then Lightning informs him about Aqua, who escaped and has now joined Playmaker's team, which is what Wendy and Lightning kind of expected her to do. But this infuriates Wendy nonetheless, and Wendy is adamant that he's going to destroy her and actually asks Lightning for permission to go out and destroy Aqua. But Lightning, instead of doing that, orders him to Bowman, whose task is almost complete, and that's when he starts to exit the room, and Wendy asks him, well, wait, what are you going to do? And Lightning is pretty much like, well, I'll meet up with you later. I got to turn this palace into a grave, as he walks out of the room. So pretty ominous there. And yeah, we then transition into the regular VRAINS. Playmaker's team with Soulburner, Blue Maiden, and Ghost Gal, they're searching for the Light Ignis to no luck. And that's when the conversation is turned to how massive VRAINS is and that they need more allies to help search for Lightning. And that's when Ghost Gal kind of starts thinking about her brother Blood Shepherd and thinking, well, maybe he could help us. And then we transition to the real world, and Emma is actually about ready to put flowers out on her dad's grave, but is shocked to find her brother Kingo, aka Blood Shepherd, is already there, putting flowers on their father's grave. And she actually asks him about this, like, have you forgiven Dad? And he's like, no, I have not forgiven him. I've come here to break up with him. And this kind of upsets Ghost Gal, but she kind of turns the subject back, saying, I need your help. And that's when Blood Shepherd says, the war on humanity by the AWOL Ignis. That's paraphrasing, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And Ghost Gal's like, well, you know about that? Because, of course, she doesn't know about his duel with Revolver the last episode and everything. So, yeah, Kingo kind of has the gist of what's going on. So Ghost Gal says, okay, this won't take long. I need your help. Blood Shepherd, or Kingo at this point, says, nope, I'm not going to help you. I'm a bounty hunter. I do things on my own. I do not team up with anybody, before getting ready to leave. But he warns Emma, do not get involved with this fight. The enemy is far too dangerous. There is something that I alone must do. And this confuses Emma because, again, she has no knowledge of the events of the prior episode with Blood Shepherd's battle with Revolver. So yeah, Blood Shepherd, or Kingo at this point, takes off, and he actually ends up going into VRAINS, and he begins his own search for the Light Ignis. But Light Ignis, or Lightning at this point, is just, he's already thought ahead of this, and he actually opens a portal in VRAINS and leads Blood Shepherd right to him, and he actually does this on purpose. But he doesn't do this just to lead Blood Shepherd to him, but the others too, as we later find out. So with Lightning's portal open, this allows Kusanagi to track it. He discovers the portal, he leads the others to it, and Blood Shepherd goes through this portal and ends up in Lightning's palace and right in front of Lightning. And that's when the confrontation kind of begins. Blood Shepherd's like, "You're the Light Ignis, the one that declared war on humanity." And Lightning's like, "Yes, I am." And that's when Lightning pretty much discloses the purpose of leading Blood Shepherd straight to him, where he says, "You are a dangerous enemy and I'm going to destroy you." And Lightning challenges him to a duel, Blood Shepherd to a duel, with the ultimate stakes. The stakes are that if Blood Shepherd loses this duel, he's going to become a dataless shell, just like Jin. However, if Blood Shepherd wins and Lightning loses, Blood Shepherd gets to do whatever he wants to Lightning. So, sad as it is, this kind of already foreshadows the results of the duel, in my opinion. I do think, unfortunately, Blood Shepherd is going to lose. But, yeah, it's kind of sad because I've kind of taken a liking to Blood Shepherd, especially after last week's episode. But, again, discussion for another time. So, yeah, this duel challenge is set on the table. Blood Shepherd accepts it. And yeah, but before the duel begins, we transition back to the regular gang who find Lightning's portal thanks to Kusanagi, and they're not the only ones. Revolver and Spectre have been watching this. They find the portal as well, and Revolver and Spectre actually go into Vrains to go through this portal because Revolver says it is his duty to observe this duel. So those two go into the Vrains. Playmaker's team arrive at the portal. They go through the portal, and we learn that Lightning has pretty much opened this portal for everybody to come in. He wants everybody to see what's about ready to happen, and the duel begins between Blood Shepherd and Lightning. Finally, it's a master duel, and Blood Shepherd makes the first move, and he starts off with a continuous link summon. He's able to bring out Battle Drone General, revives his Battle Drone Warrant, and manages to set a card all in his first turn, and then that opens the floor for Lightning to make his move. And before Lightning makes his move, Playmaker's team arrives, and they're like, well, what's going on here? And that's when they witness this whole duel and what's going to happen here. And that's when Playmaker also makes the comment about how Blood Shepherd is actually dueling Jin if he's dueling Lightning. So yeah, Lightning ends up making his move, and we learn Lightning's deck for the first time. He uses an Armados deck, which kind of gives you Roman Gladiator vibes, which is why I said at the very beginning of this episode, not really the kind of deck you would expect Lightning to have, because back in the ancient days, I should say, the Roman gladiators weren't really necessarily evil. They were entertainers. They were the favorite of the people. They were the champion of the people. So the fact that they gave Lightning a deck kind of modeled like this is very interesting to me. It's just very intriguing that ultimately the Light Ignis here is the bad guy, and he's using this contrary deck to what his personality is, because of course Lightning is just an evil thing, and he's using this Enlightenment style deck with gladiators, and it's just all unexpected. Let's just put it that way at risk of further rambling. So anyway, Lightning makes his move, and he starts off by playing the field spell Armados Coliseum, which allows him to do extra special summons, and Armados Legio is his first monster. It comes out, and that's when Revolver makes the comment to Blood Shepherd, because they're now watching this duel from above, and Revolver says, I gave Blood Shepherd a hint, let's see if he can pick up on it. So yeah, Revolver gives his hint to Spectre. He doesn't disclose what the hint is. He talks about his hint to Spectre as Lightning begins his move again, and he link summons Link 1 Armados Legio Diserion. And I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's what he link summons. And then he special summons 2 more Armados Legio monsters, and he's able to link summon again, and he brings out Link 2 Armados Legio Centurion. And yeah, he link summons this along with another Link 1 Diserion, and then he activates the spell card Judgment Arrows. And this is Revolver's hint to Blood Shepherd about Judgment Arrows. And Blood Shepherd is like, that's the card Revolver spoke about. And of course, Revolver's hint last episode was, yes, these are powerful magic cards, powerful spell cards, But if you come up with a way to destroy these spell cards, they're powerless. You've pretty much taken away the Ignis's special powers. So yeah, that's the big hint that Revolver gave, and Blood Shepherd makes full use of it, because when Lightning plays Judgment Arrows and moves in for the attack, Blood Shepherd activates his trap card, Snatch Drone, which destroys Judgment Arrows, much to Lightning's surprise. I gotta say, surprise. I don't think it really was a surprise to him, but that's another debate for another day. So yeah, Judgment Arrows is destroyed. Now, if you remember, when Judgment Arrows leaves the field, all the monsters that are linked to this card are destroyed. So Blood Shepherd was gambling on when Lightning had all of his monsters summoned, that was when he was going to destroy Judgment Arrows, because it would wipe out Lightning's field. However, Lightning negates his monster's destruction with the effect of his monster by destroying one of his Link 1 Desirions. He's able to negate his other monster's destructions. So yeah, Lightning still has his 2 monsters out, and Lightning moves on with his attack and destroys Battle Drone Warrant, leaving just Battle Drone General left on Blood Shepherd's field. And that was pretty much the episode. That's where the episode left off. So yeah, like I said, this episode, really, the big thing out of this for me was Lightning's archetype. I did not expect the villain, the ultimate villain of Vrains, to have this kind of deck. And I also think it's very interesting that Lightning, kind of in a mockingly way, invited everybody to come spectate on this match just to show them what they're in for. And I also find it funny that Lightning actually mocks Blood Shepherd to get a rise out of him by calling him the weakest of the duelists, because even Lightning says it. He's like, you may have the numbers advantage, but I'm going to take out the weakest of your strong duelists first, i.e. Blood Shepherd. And this is what infuriates Blood Shepherd no end, and as he vows to destroy him. So I thought that was another very interesting and funny part of the episode, if I do say so myself. But anyway, with all of that aside, overall, I give this episode an 8 out of 10. It was a really good episode. Really kind of enjoyed that plot twist with Lightning's deck, in my opinion. But as always, in the comments section down below, let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What are your thoughts on Lightning's deck style? What are your thoughts on Blood Shepherd being irritated by Lightning to this point? Do you think that Revolver's hint to Blood Shepherd may actually help him in this duel? What are your thoughts on the outcome of the duel? Just let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all this in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye everybody.